On by the river in a little tent for high. Just like the river I've been running fast. It's been a long time coming, and I know a change gon' come. Oh yeah, I know change gon' come, family. How you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? Can you hear me? Put the mother flipping name in the chat, or put the number one in the chat if you could hear me now. If you could hear me, put the number one in the chat. If you could hear me, put the number one in the chat. We got a special guest coming up at the top of the hour. We got Adara Moselle coming in. Oh, yeah, this is going to be fun. Adara is going to be coming in a few. Hold on, let me put her links in the chat right now so y'all can have it. All right, and put them links on. We're going to talk about energy. Clearing negative energy. So make sure y'all share it with somebody. Share it with some family, some friends, whoever. You know. Hold on. I'm putting her stuff in the chat right now. Her link, so we can pin it to the top of the chat. Hold on. My Linktree also. Okay. Let me make sure that we got all of that coming in. Oh yeah. I'm feeling good. How y'all feeling? I'm back. I really didn't get no rest. I've been doing some workout. I've been in conversation with my insurance peoples. You know, got to make sure everything is tight as you're getting better in this realm. All right. Let me make sure Adara's stuff is here. Adara's links. Make sure it's in the chat right now so we can support our sister 1,000%. That's all it's about. It's support. Support our sister 1,000%. So, all right, I put it in the chat right now. I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat so y'all can support her. Her Linktree and her website. And remember, you can actually do a free consultation with her. Could do a free consultation with her, and she could align you up with some energy work when you're ready. The free consultation is just to get to know you so you'll know her energy. She knows your energy. But at the end of the day, it's really about getting the work done. So Adara Moselle is going to be coming up at the 6 o'clock hour. It's now 5:55 on the East Coast, 5:55 on the East Coast. It's 5:55 on the East Coast. I want y'all to spread love. I want y'all to tell your friends, your neighbors, please share this video. And today's show is called Clearing Negative Energy. Do you know somebody that has, or you feel have some negative energy still on them? Do you know of anybody that has negative energy on them? Put the number 5 in the chat if you have somebody. No. Put the number 5 in the chat if you know somebody that has some negative energy that they need some cleansing off. Put the number 5 in the chat. Hold on, I got to text Brother Rich something real quick. Let me text Brother Rich real quick if you don't mind. Hold on, let me text Brother Rich real quick. I'm going to take a commercial break. I'm going to text Brother Rich something real quick if you don't mind. Hold on, we'll be right back after Professor Griff.
Get ready. The 42nd International Reggae and World Music Award Show is coming to the Coral Springs Center for the Arts, Fort Lauderdale on Sunday, March 20, 2025. Celebrate the biggest names in reggae and world music as we bring nations together through music and culture. Early bird tickets are on sale now. Don't miss out. Grab yours today at thecentercs.com or irama.com and book your stay for an unforgettable weekend. Hurry, prices go up after Thanksgiving. Follow us on social media and visit our website, www.irawma.com, for more details. The 42nd Irama Show, where the world comes to celebrate music.
Okay. I am black and beautiful. I am melanated and beautiful. I am carbon and beautiful. That's right. I'm just beautiful. So beautiful. I am beautiful. Like Muhammad Ali used to say, I'm beautiful. Man. All right. So people in there, let me see who's in the chat. Let's see who's in the chat. Holistic, Mystic Holistic is in the building. Also, big up to Kawando, I think that's the name. Big up to the real Yo Mars. Yo Mars, what's up? Big up to everybody in the building, everybody that's tuning in and locking in. And remember, support Adara Moselle's link. That's her website, and that's her Linktree. That's her Cash App. That's her PayPal. Spread love. She's coming up in about 1 minute. We're going to be talking to her about clearing. And a lot of people said they know some people that need some clearing of some energy. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your cousin, all of that. All of that. So please, if you know anybody that needs some energy clearing, please contact Adara Moselle, because Adara is doing the work. And she'll do a free consultation with them just to feel out where they at. Okay? I'm trying to respond to Rick. Connect with you. All right. Bam. So family, I hope y'all enjoyed Lloyd Strayhorn's show. Lloyd did such a wonderful job. You know how Lloyd is. Lloyd did such a wonderful job. And, it's always good to support our brother. It's always good to support our brother. And I believe that it's so important that we support our elders. Okay? That we support our elders in every way we can. That's why you always notice that I like to shout out the elders. And one day you're going to be an elder, and you want people to respect you. If you're going around disrespecting elders, one day somebody's going to disrespect you. And it could come any old way. It might come on the street. Somebody might throw a damn brick at you. You never know. Be very careful how you disrespect the elders. Now, if an elder is disrespecting you, now you might have to put them in their place. I got that. I've had to done that, and I had to tell them respectfully, look, this is what it is. Don't do that. Don't come out just because you feel you're older than me. You don't disrespect me, because if you're going to get respect, you got to give respect, and vice versa. If you're going to get respect, you got to give respect, and vice versa. That's very important. So that's one thing I've learned over the years. If you're gonna get respect, you gotta give respect. And sometimes these older people, not elders, these olders, because the older is different than elders. Olders are different than elders. Olders don't respect nobody. Elders have respect. Olders don't respect no one. Elders respect everybody and understand. But older people don't mean that they was raised right. And sometimes you got those older individuals that wasn't raised right. You got those older individuals that wasn't raised right. They wasn't raised, they was dragged up. They wasn't raised, they was dragged up. And that's what I've realized over the years. So always know the difference between olders and elders. Between olders and elders. You know, so we're getting ready to go. I see my guest is in the back. We're getting ready to put her on momentarily. I just want to remind everybody that we got some great stuff coming up for the month of February. He got some great stuff to come up in the month of February. And this is what's coming up. Let me tell y'all what's coming up in the month of February. Again, make sure you support Adara's links. All of her links is right here. Make sure you go to AdarasElectricTouch.com and her Linktree /Adara Moselle. Okay? Bang. Now, before we bring on Adara, it is now 6:04. Just want to remind all you beautiful people that this is what's going on. We got Wayne Lightworker coming up on the 5th. The 8th, we're going to be at the 9 Ether God Fest. Yep. It's already sold out. Y'all know what it is. And, of course, Nicholas got something big going for 2 days on February 8th and 9th. Make sure you support Nicholas February 8th and 9th. Dr. Phil Valentine got something going on all day on the night. They doing a rebroadcast. Ross Kofi is coming up on the 9th also on my show. And Abundance Child, thank you for calling me for my birthday, Abundance Child, and her husband will be on my show. We're doing a tribute to Delbert Blair coming up on the 13th, Brother Tony. And Dr. Philip Valentine is coming in with Brother Sabir. And Alicia Kaye is coming in with the magic of death money. Oh, boy. And don't forget, my workshop is called The Grammar of Numerovation. The tickets are on sale right now. The early bird tickets are only $33 circulation. At February 11th, it will go up to $55, and that will be the last general admission price, okay? And big up to Lloyd Strayhorn, who was on my show earlier, the Power series. And, of course, he's showing you the art of doing numerology or metaphysics from a business perspective. And, of course, I got to big up my moderator, Color Curiosity, one of my sponsors, Dr. Shakira Moore, and also Paris Williams. Also, Dr. Shakira Moore has a mod wrench, so pay attention to that. If she's up there, she could remove people. If y'all doing too much, she could help remove people too. All right, if you're doing too damn much, because some people be doing too damn much. You know what I'm saying? And I be tired of people doing too damn much. I gotta start sounding like Bernie Mac up in this piece. I ain't scared of you, mother. I ain't scared of none of y'all. So big up to everybody up here, all my sponsors, all my peoples, of course. Get all my books, of course. Get all my books. I want to keep this going because right now it's 6-6, baby. 6:06. And without any further ado, the sister that I'm about to bring on, she's a great massage therapist. She's one of my massage therapists. Again, keep that energy popping. That's why I'm so vibrant. Lord have mercy. I be vibrant energy. Lord of mercy. You know what I'm saying? I want to welcome on the stage, not for the first time, not for the second time. She's been on my stage numerous times. The one, the only.
Peace. How are you?
What's up, girl?
Nothing much. Just enjoying my Sunday. How are you?
Oh, you're enjoying your Sunday, and I'm interrupting it, right? I'm interrupting your Sunday, right?
No, this is the highlight. This is the highlight. I've been waiting all day for this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad. You've been waiting all day. Praise the Lord.
Yeah. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, girls. I'm feeling good. I feel
awesome.
Good.
Yeah, awesome.
After my birthday yesterday, I had a good time, man.
Beautiful. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I had a good time yesterday. Went to a nice little restaurant where my friends own. Found out that the girl that owns it, I know her family, and and then we all had a big old conversation.
Everybody.
No, I don't know everybody.
You know everybody.
Yeah, I don't know everybody. I know just enough people that I vibrated to. I know her uncle. I know everybody, over there on her side of the family. And then I went to a nice little reggae function, old school reggae. So they brought us back, and they kept it right there. And it was a big crowd. It was nice, and they were shouting my name out because I'm an old radio and television and artist, and they was shouting my name out, and people was there clapping and all that. I was like, okay, that's what we do.
So you deserve that kind of treatment. You deserve that kind of.
Hey, as long as it's not no mental treatment, I'm good.
You might need some of that too. Who knows?
You know, they won't stick me in a G building for some damn reason. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, first and foremost, thank you very much for coming on my program again.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Of course. Again, family, our guest, Adara Moselle, not only is she an energy coach and healer and award-winning everything, you know what I'm saying? You can call that contact number still good. That contact number,
yes, everything's still good.
Business number, her website, her Linktree, her Cashapp, spread love, and her PayPal.
Spread love, baby.
Love. And today's topic, I chose this topic because a lot of people got that on your flyer. You know, it's on your flyer that I promote all the time on my show. Clearing energy, negative energy. I think that's really important in this day and time. Now, Adara, why did you decide to even get into energy work from your perspective? Why did you get into energy work in the first place?
Well, honestly, when I started, I didn't know I was getting into energy work. I didn't know what I was getting into. I just knew that somebody said there was an opportunity for me to change my life and to activate these dormant aspects of myself that may have not fully shown up. You know, despite my age, I may have, you know, still have some little girl qualities, and there were ways I could change that and be more vibrant and make an impact in the world. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna see what you're talking about. And it turned out to be tantric body work, which has just opened the door to the world of energy for me in a amazing way. And I have like my master Reiki certification. I do pranic healing, I do all kinds of stuff, but tantric body work is still like the most comprehensive and effective method I found to just do energy work. And the reason why I say that is because it's not just about clearing, it's not just about quote unquote healing, it's about fine tuning, activating, empowering, calibrating, all of the things. So it shaped me into a spiritual electrician or a body electrician, if you will. So, you know, I've learned to.
But no. I like what you just said. Body electrician. I mean, break that motherfucker down. Break that motherfucker down right there. Yeah. Body electrician. How? Because we know electricians come into our house, which is the body of which we live in. And also our soul and energy and our spirit living in our body. So when you say body electrician, what are you saying, please, from your perspective?
Yeah. So I help make sure that your wiring is efficient, high tuned, and properly calibrated to bring the kind of energy you want to bring in, right? So we all know that we live in an electromagnetic universe and that we're electromagnetic beings, but we're also bioelectric. And there is a difference between our spiritual body and our physical body. So our physical body works on energy charge and stuff like that, but our spiritual body deals with frequency, vibration, and flow. So how do we get these things to align and work smoothly so that the information that's coming here does not supercharge and fry this situation? And how do we get this situation open so that it can get the precise information it's looking for, right? So let's say intuition. We're all intuitive to some degree, but there is degrees of rightness, right? So you can give somebody a reading and say, hey, something bad is going to happen to you, God forbid. Not you, but just in general, something bad is going to happen. If you are more calibrated, you can say something undesirable may happen in this particular aspect of your life when you do this particular thing, and you might see these particular things show up. Or you might have a dream or something where you're getting some information. And normally you would just say, hey, I saw this bird in my dream. I saw this in my dream. I saw that in my dream. But when you're properly calibrated, you get the information, the signals, and the explanation of what you're getting so that you operate properly, you make the right moves, whatever. So like people have gotten plenty of readings, I'm sure. And there's some readers who'll say stuff, but it's only like 60% right. You know what I'm saying? It's 60% right because your personality is coloring it some. Your confidence in what you're saying is coloring it some. What you think people want to hear is coloring it some. And all of this stuff is going in. But when people are really tapped in, their mind, their heart, their will, everything is in alignment, they have the discernment of how to deliver the message to you. They have the discernment of what words to use to unlock whatever is blocked in you, right? Because words are codes and keys. So if I say, I can say I love you in 1,000 different ways, but there's a particular way that Simon needs to hear it today in this moment to make him feel or have it resonate and unlock whatever we're trying to tap into, right? So when we're talking about body electrician, we're talking more than just dealing with the chakras. We're talking about more than dealing with the meridians. We're talking about more than putting our feet in the ground, right? Like, how are we really wired to this system? Because there's an actual grid where the body connects to the earth and to the universal consciousness. Are we getting that together, or are we off in different degrees? So through the years of doing tantric body work, energy healing, chakra balancing, all of this, I've gotten very well versed in the energetic anatomy and the astral realm, the etheric realm, and what's happening to people's consciousness as their body is awakening. So when it says Master Tantric Shaman, what I'm a master in is helping your consciousness navigate its realignment with universal organization, if that makes sense.
Universal organization. Okay, yeah, that because the universe does have an organized body of energies, just like the alignment. Although we had an alignment and we have more coming, that all the planets aren't bumping into each other. So there is organization.
Right. And they're not bumping into each other for, on simple terms, their fields, right? They're able to sense each other's fields, and their fields protect and repel certain things. It brings things into the orbit to become part of them, right? So planets come together because eventually things are compressed enough so that they stick to each other and stick and stick and stick and stick. And that's the planet's field that's doing that. So when I talk about universal organization, I'm saying that your blockages is nothing but energetic chaos, right? It is disorganization. Cancer is a cell that is no longer getting information from the DNA blueprint so that it's not copying properly. So you're getting misshapen cells, right? So if we align or bring the information of the cell in line with the blueprint of the body, now the cancer goes away. You see what I'm saying? Or if you're feeling stagnant or traumatized, that's because the body couldn't really deal with what's happening to you, and your mind got overwhelmed, and the energy in your system, your astral system, was not able to come into your physical body in one aspect. And because of that, and because your body could not organize what's happening to you through a traumatic situation, now the energy in that is locked into your body. You see what I'm saying? Locked into your body, and it becomes a physical blockage. So now when you get touched, you freak out, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all alignment. So we were able to open it up in the astral realm, an etheric body, open it up in the physical body, and let the energy flow, then everything kind of smooths out. And it's just a beautiful experience. It's a beautiful experience, but it gets kind of deep.
Well, you're saying this because I remember Les Brown when he was going through his cancer scare back in the day. He said he had to listen to everyone that got over cancer, that survived it, because people kept on coming to him and saying, "Oh, my father died from cancer, my uncle." He said he don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
he want to hear the positive, because it does happen in the mind, or the unseen mind or thought first.
Yes,
and
yes.
then in order for it to meet the physical, so he overcame cancer. He overcame prostate cancer due to his mindset and what allowed in his thoughts. And he did not want to allow the death thought in his mind. That's why 10 years, 15 years, 20 years later, he's a cancer survivor to this day.
Absolutely.
So I see where you're coming from, where you're talking about the astral, where people, again, this is just language, but all of it is energy.
Yeah.
All of it is energy.
Everything is energy. Nothing is not energy. So we need to start putting energy in the top rank and everything under it. So we say there's no such thing as energy work. It is just a doing and being, and what we're manipulating is energy through our conversation, through everything. There's nothing that's not energy. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So so when we approach the energetic world, right, we are tapping into the things that created all things. Okay.
Right.
And it is very powerful. It is very hectic, possibly. And that's why this conversation of chaos versus non-chaos is so important in these conversations, right? So you're like, Adara, what the heck does chaos have to do with blockages and all this stuff? It's science, family, actually. So the body is technology, right? The body is technology. And when technology is running well, there is low noise in the system. There's low interference. The cables are transmitting the information super clearly. You have high conducting copper, high conducting gold, all of these things. We're using it because of the high conductivity. So our body is wired to channel far more energy than that. But there are things that we can do to help strengthen that. So when I'm talking about chaos, I'm talking about in science what's called entropy. Entropy, okay? Entropy. This is going to cause decaying. This is going to cause, so I'm just going to talk about it in the science way and then bring it back into the energy body and the physical body and what we would experience it as.
So let me just say this. Those who don't know how to spell entropy, ENTROPY.
Yes, entropy.
Yeah, entropy. Just it's because these people want to know. This is the age of knowing. So people, you just can't throw words out there, and these people don't know how to spell it or go look it up themselves. Go ahead.
Yeah. So with that, we're looking up entropy and neg entropy. NEGENTROPY. Okay. So that is the amount of chaos in the system and the decreasing of chaos in the system. So when we're doing energy healing, we are creating less chaos in the system, which is called neg entropy. Okay, so the number one way of keeping your chakras clean is by processing your emotions. Okay, emotions have electrical charge, and
that's neg entropy. They're showing a whole symbol of it. Go ahead.
I tell you,
I'm just showing people behind the scenes that it's all on there. It's online now.
This is legit stuff. This is legit stuff.
Yeah, I'm just helping you out.
No, please. I want people to look into this because one of my big things in this is I feel like people in the spiritual and healing community don't use the same terminology that the science world does. So therefore, when we talk to each other, there's a disconnect and we feel like we're anti each other, but we're really saying the same thing in a number of different ways. You see what I'm saying?
And that's what I told some science community recently on their podcast. I said, in order for us to be peers, you have to have studied my field and I have to have studied your field.
Absolutely.
Your profession. Because none of y'all have studied the metaphysical science. You've always focused on regular science. Which is all right, because it only means to know, but we're talking about beyond physical knowing.
Right.
Other than just regular knowing, because science means to know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. And I'm trying to put some real
I'm about that life. I got the books on it. You see, I got the books. When you come over to mine, I got books galore on science, all kinds of stuff. I don't play with this.
Seriously though, because some people act like, oh, you're just doing some woo-woo stuff. I'm like, no, this is not woo-woo stuff. And I actually helped to speak at the United Society of Psychotronics convention in June. So hopefully I get called for those papers. But the entropy and the neg entropy. So we're people. We were born into this world, right? There in our bodies, there is a certain amount of chaos that is built in your life. There's a certain amount of chaos that's built in. Some people call them your life lessons. Some people call them your whatever, your trials and tribulations, whatever you want to call it. But there's some things that's not going to flow right. And the whole goal is getting this stuff to flow right and removing as much static from the situation. So when we are disconnected from the earth, let's say we don't ground whatsoever. And when I say ground, I mean more than putting your feet on the ground. I mean, really using your acupuncture points in your feet to really tap into the wellspring of the earth. Okay. And visualization is one part of it, but it goes a little bit deeper. Okay. But when we are not grounded, there's no way for the information and the charges coming from above us to get down into the earth and clear through us. So it stays stagnant in our body. Stagnancy equals entropy. Stagnancy equals blockages. Stagnancy equals disease. Stagnancy equals depression. You see what I'm saying? So we can put all of these words, descriptions, and ailments and whatever onto it. But the bottom line is there's a bundle of energy that's disorganized that your system does not know how to process. Period. Period. When it happens in your physical body, it's called a disruption in your HPA axis. That's your hypothalamic, pituitary, adrenal axis. And when your body is not able to go through the whole process, you are considered traumatized. Trauma stays in your system, and it becomes a ball of energy, like stuck in your arms. That's not your arm. Stuck in your arm, your chest, your heart, whatever it's called. So what I do is I help people balance, recalibrate, and then get the energy flowing in these stagnant places. So if you ever seen an acupuncture chart,
yes,
each one of those acupuncture places is a place where energy pools. Okay, so we want to start getting those energies not just pooling, but flowing smoothly all the way down and all the way across through your governor and conceptual channel, all of that. But most of us never pay any attention to it. So there is a whole world of healing and access that we have access to that we just don't really put into play. So I just want to help people start mastering their energy, using it as a tool to better their life, because your energy is fuel, family. Everything is powered by energy. This tablet, this cameras, everything needs energy, and so do you. Yes, it comes from food, but far more of it comes from the atmosphere. Far more of it comes from breath. You see what I'm saying? So does releasing. So I know that a lot of us don't like expressing in certain ways because we've tied it to weakness. And because, you know what I mean? And because of that, we're holding up a lot of stagnant and pent up energy. And we don't have to do as much as we think we have to do. We just have to let it out, family, in however many ways. So people see my videos, you see people screaming, shaking, wiggling, doing whatever. All of that is it's a bunch of stuff. It ain't just all that.
Family, I'm laughing because at the end of our session, she said, I hold it in. I like to hold it in. I hold my energy in. I'm like, I'm too tough for that. Hold on to the table. Yeah, I'm just saying, this is our own personal energy, but I hold it in because I can admit that I do have a lot of, I have a Wolverine or Panther wolf or Hulk energy that I got pinned up to me, that if I get, that's why I don't like to get into fights. When I have gotten to fights, it can be devastating to the whole area. Back when I was younger, and I just, I used to just let the person hit me because I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
But there's this thing that Bobby Hemmett said about all of us having these superpowers. I have experienced it in my dreams, dealing with those things. So I know that I can bring it to there's like, before I get back in, there's something energetically in my dreams that I always see. And Professor Griff said this at a lecture one time, that he always see these tall, dark angels around him. Like when they're ready to come forth, they're going to come. But they're going to come at the appropriate time. That's why I love what Dr. Khalid taught us. He says we are all saints, saviors, soldiers, scholars, healers, and killers. But you want it to come out at the appropriate time. You don't want to come out when you're in love with somebody. You don't want the killer to come out.
Yes.
You want the healer to come out. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I realized that since I was a child. That's why I never liked to fight. I like to keep to myself. But I'm none of the women in my family used to like to tell me if something went wrong with their boyfriend or not. Something about just energetically, they never wanted to tell me, because I'm that person that will crawl under a car with a knife in my mouth and come for you. And that's it. Yeah. And I'm done. Wherever I'm going to go, I've been to jail. It's all right. Wherever I'm going to go, I just feel it. But when it comes to hurting women or hurting my family or something like that, if they're going to tell me, I won't know. But, until later on. But I can see where the energy, when you're talking about that type of pinned up energy, and why I even like to hold it in. I might rip the table down. I don't know.
Yes. Like so many people, like I feel the same way about myself. Like I got into meditation because I have a bad temper, and I'm scared of myself when I get upset for real, because there's no like, oh, I'm going to do something petty. It's like, no, I'm going to immediately burn your house down. There is no in the middle, So
there's no filter. I guess that's why we smile a lot. We got to smile. We got to laugh. We got to joke. You got to do stuff. I smile a lot for a reason.
But seriously though, because like I said, in the HPA axis, there's a problem there is cortisol release, and then there's ability to solve this problem. So if we can't solve the problem, it gets pent up. So your body has to go through some completion of this process. So laughing is one of them, crying is one of them, screaming is one of them, shaking. So you might start off with shaking your leg because you're trying to soothe yourself because your body needs rhythm. You might start tapping. You might start whatever.
I used to do this. My hands used to shake.
Yeah, like, if you see people start doing this type of
I used to go, don't do this, or don't do this. Don't go there.
Then that's your body trying to complete this thing so that you don't like flip out. But if you just bundle it in and stuff, now your psyche splits. Now you become like a real problem, right?
Somebody said left eye vibes. Left eye was crazy. Left eye from TLC. Yeah. That left eye was real. She burning down people's houses.
For real. And you know, on my spiritual journey, I never really thought I was gonna be doing the things that I'm doing, you know. And for people who are not aware of me, I do what's called, well, tantric bodywork is also considered no-touch orgasm colloquially, right? Because it's an easy way of talking about it. But more so than that, you are, for lack of better words, influencing someone's nervous system, if you will. And people have all kinds of reactions. So when I first experienced it with one person in my sessions, I was like, okay, this is just a tantric bodywork happening. But then when I started doing ceremonies and started praying or chanting or breathing, and then the whole room starts going into reactions and psychedelic experiences and channeling, like this person over here channel this one, and people just knocking off, or I can send a wave of love through the room and then people just kind of like melt and stuff. I was like, I never thought I'd be doing this kind of stuff, right? And I got to the point where I felt that there's this thing inside of me that I really want to let out, but I feel is unsafe because I'm afraid I might hurt somebody, you know? And like, it was just a universal energy that the world just wasn't ready to feel yet. And what my guys told me is that they were going to show me how to work it. They were going to show me how to keep my animal on a leash and walk it around town, if you will. It's going to show you how to do this. So when we're talking about reducing entropy in your system, now I'm creating space within my system to get the information to help me deal with this inner energy that's so powerful, because we're all little sons, we're all God, we're all these dynamic creatures. And if you were to just let your energy out with no filter, no stuff, you could hurt people, you could do all of this stuff. So, and people know that, just like Simon said. So there are built-in blocks and locks and stuff on us, but there's also a guidebook and a manual to you. You see what I'm saying? People think there's no manual to this human system. There is a manual to who you are specifically, and you can have access to it once you start opening your energy up. So removing blockages is one thing, but once we start moving the blockages and energy starts flowing, now, family, now you're effing alive. And now all those things that you thought about yourself becomes real in real life, and you can manage it. And now you have to deal with the entropy or the chaos that comes with melding the fact that your opponent energy is real, and you have to now learn to manage it, right? And because there's a cognitive dissonance that happens, like my classes. Shout out my class, starts March 6th. But people in my class, we start online and we do distance healing. And we're just doing simple breathing techniques and working on each other. And somebody in Canada can affect somebody in Texas. And somebody in New York is feeling this and this. And now there's a snap in their brain because what they thought was not possible now has just happened without any effort, without any extra supplements or nothing like that. And now they have to digest the fact that they've always had that power. And why are they not using that power in their life? You see what I'm saying? And that's a whole nother thing. So as you matriculate down this road of energy expansion, which is what I'm into, right? Energy expansion, there is just a lot of learning that happens. And then, you know, you consult with Simon, he gives you all these things, and then you open up your energy and alignment to that. And now you get the wisdom from that. You're like, okay, I'm on the path and I'm walking the path. And now you're headed towards purpose. You see what I'm saying? And you're not as confused about what's for you, what's not for you. So we have to get, go ahead.
That's interesting. Of course, we have Adara Moselle in the mother flipping building, family. Let me give her a round of applause now. Come on now. She's dropping that
settle
heat.
down.
Dropping the heat. Energy coach, healer. I mean, she does so much. That's her number right there, the 470-207-5704. You could also at www.adaramoselle.com. You could hit her up through Linktree also. Please spread love to her the righteous way, Cash App, $, Adara's Electric Touch, or go through PayPal. Those for the international people is PayPal, definitely. Adara ET. Adara ET? It's Adara ET, right?
Yeah, Adara's Electric Touch.
Electric Touch, exactly, at Gmail. So, Adara, a lot of people are tainted about tainted, yes.
Okay,
tainted about the tantric. A lot of people won't even interview certain tantric people because of the misuse of it, the misuse of energy. And without people doing, that's why on my board, I always got the word intentions on my board, because anything I do on my board, I want to make sure I do it. I got the plus and the minus side with the positive intentions on top. And always alerting people that there are those that have negative tension. So when you look at my board here, family, I always have the word intentions up here, positive and negative, right there on the front, so people know. And then I give it the mathematical numerical breakdown that when you're using intentions add up to the number 48, which is a 12, which is a 3, and that deals with discipline, order, but also it deals with the need to expand. And then if you're using intentions in another perspective of numerology, adds up to the Wheel of Fortune number 10, but the Wheel of Fortune can go both either positive or negative. That's intention. So people can put these sciences like Tantra or numerology, astrology from a positive or negative. What is some of the stuff you want to dispel from people that have been tainted by this system of Tantra or healing work or energy work? A little. Come on, talk to the people.
Well, yeah,
a lot of bull crap going on.
And it's close to my heart. It's close to my heart, and it's really unfortunate. And I think about it all the time. Like, man, people steal money all the time. People, do bad business all the time. And when it comes to this, it's just like extra, right? But the thing about Tantra is that we are doing our best to weave our polarities together. Now, I'm going to be honest. Most people who talk about Tantra are not really practicing Tantra at all. They're doing some kind of neo-sacred sexuality something. They're doing some slow, greasy rub. They're doing some kind of yoni massages and stuff like that. Not to knock any of that, but that don't have anything to do with Tantra whatsoever. That is somatics, right? The reason why that is somatics is because they are trying to unlock the body consciousness and get rid of this pent-up energy. Now, those techniques are very valid, but you got to have some kind of discernment, family. Like, if you go to somebody and you say, my heart's broken, the first thing they say is you need a yoni massage, then you might need to turn away from that, right? But people who really practice Tantra practice discipline the most, right? Discipline is the highest form of pleasure. The reason why we use pleasure is because pleasure is the direct antidote to trauma and pain, period. It's direct antidote. And pleasure shows up in your life in so many different ways. Anything that makes you feel good, hugging your child, doing good work, eating fresh foods, all of this stuff, all of that. But anytime you are trying to get something to work with something else, you are doing Tantra, period. And just like yoga, which is very deep, which is just a small portion of Tantra. People just minimize it into body postures, and it's just a fitness class now. You see what I'm saying? And then that actually turns into, I'm not going to call it a 7 deadly sin type of thing, but there are perversions of every spiritual system, right? So, and there's dangers in every spiritual system. So when you see people who are super into hatha yoga without the spiritual discipline and understanding, now they fall into the demon of body perfectionism. And a lot of them have eating disorders and self-hate issues and all of this other type of stuff, right? Because they don't really understand the foundations of this thing. But if we are really, really trying to use something to power our energy body, power our spirit, power our physical man, so that we can have the best experience of life possible, then these are the things that we have to look into, right? So I can't remember who it was, but I think it was Brother Yosef was talking about it, and he was talking about how a lot of tantric people have superpowers. Yeah, they do, because they're the only ones who are practicing weaving everything together. Everybody else is renouncing everything. You see what I'm saying? So how are you supposed to get to the whole if you're breaking everything apart? This is the system to the whole. You see what I'm saying? And if you are unwilling to face yourself in different aspects, you're not going to be successful. So when we talk about sexual energy, which everything is energy, it's just applied in this area. We talk about sexual energy. We talk about arousal. We talk about kundalini. We talk about all of this stuff. That is, just like you said on your board, it raises things up, and it's going to do good or bad. Good or bad. It is not care. It's just like God. There's no respect of the person. If you press the gas on any car, it's going to go. If you don't hold the wheel, you're going to crash. When people are abusing tantrics, because they're not holding the wheel. Period. You see what I'm saying? And that is why you have to actually experience this stuff in a real way. You see, because if you are actually vulnerable on somebody's table, you're not going to take advantage of anybody, because you understand how sacred that is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't suggest people take my class to like go out here selling the work to everybody, because you have to work on a lot of people to see what people's consciousness is doing when you're touching them on the leg, when you're touching them on the stomach, when their eyes are doing this, when their jaws start clenching, you gotta be able to read all of this stuff, what the body's saying to you, and then on top of that, what their emotions are saying. Boom, 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 and then how to integrate that into yourself so that you're not influenced. So, like I say, I'm on the wild-ish spectrum, right? I ain't gonna lie, I'm on a wild-ish spectrum sometimes, right? But when you feel a certain amount of power, real power, it's intoxicating. You see what I'm saying? It's very, very, very intoxicating. It's like, Simon.
Yes.
And how powerful is it when you seen that you pleased a woman? How powerful is that feeling?
It's a beautiful feeling. You want to get up and go smoke some weed.
Imagine you did that with your thoughts, and you didn't touch or nothing. You just.
That's true.
It's just gonna hit you in a way, and now if you're not grounded, it's gonna go to your head. It's gonna do all of these different things, right? And so it's powerful, man. But it's also
and I want to just confirm I don't smoke weed anymore. So I'm not promoting it. I haven't smoked weed since I was like 16, 17. So, but believe me. I know what it still feels like, because I watch people and I examine, but I come from that culture in Jamaica that they had that's what they were promoting, weed heavy. We were smoking some weed back in them days. So, in Jamaica. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, for real though. So like, to equate it to another feeling that I don't know if people felt, whatever, but let's say you day trade and you make $10,000 in a day. That hits you the first time in a way that you don't expect, and I be like, "Oh, I'm the man. I don't know why everybody ain't doing this. Y'all, you still working your job, but you stupid. You did it. Now you're selling courses, and it's the same energy, because that financial energy is also coming from your sacral area. You see what I'm saying? But one thing people don't talk about the sacral area is that your sacral area is directly associated with your astral realm, the astral realm, and the astral realm is a distortion of God's love. What do I mean? There is a radiation of God's love within existence. Each realm gets it in a different way. The astral realm, because it's so close to this realm, distorts things a little bit. So it's hard to navigate. So anybody who's been in the astral realm, be it through astral travel or whatever else, they will tell you that it's easy to be tricked. It's easy to lose your way. It's easy for all these different things to happen, right? So when we
I got your friend Professor Melanie in the building.
Hey,
What's up, girl?
Much love to you. Much love to you.
I got to connect with you, Professor Melanie. I've been hearing good things about you. I'm so used to Dr. Africa's Professor Melanie, Dr. Melanie, so I never really connected with this one. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, she's awesome. She's awesome. You definitely should.
Yeah, I know you've been on the show. I've seen that. You was on the show before, right?
Yeah, we did live together. Yeah, we're gonna do
live
some
together.
things.
Yeah, I remember.
But so it's astral realm. So when we're talking about distortion of God's love, we're also talking about the imprecise interpretation of the things that we see and experience. Now, when we're in that, we're also talking about what's called the glamours. Okay, the glamours. Follow me, family. So obviously the glamours, we're talking about beauty, we're talking about illusion, we're talking about vanity, we're talking about all of these things that people usually associate with the sacral chakra, right? You're stuck in your sacral chakra, you're stuck in your root chakra, and whatever. Or they're only talking about beauty and this and sex and whatever else. All of that, most of that is where people's self-love issues come from. Their ability to relate to people, their value in the world, what life is for. All of these things is influenced by the astral realm. But if it's slightly distorted, there's going to be a lot of problems with the average person because they're not going to understand what's really coming into their system. So you got to work with your sacral chakra and your root chakra so that you clarify and you can see clearly and truly align with what's happening in your particular astral realm that is in line with what you actually need. You see what I'm saying? And then from there, now the wisdom rises up your body and your intuition is now not governed by your sacral because your intuition is governed by your sacral until then, right? Now it starts being governed by your ajna and your third eye and your upper things. So when we negate the sacral, we negate sexuality, we negate our desire to be godlike, which is to create. Yeah, God is nothing. God is a creator.
I wanted to go there. Go ahead. Create.
Yeah. Now you're holding stuff in. We're bringing it back around, family. You're holding in your power to do certain things, right? You are misusing your ability, your God faculties to create some BS in your life because the information that you think you're supposed to be doing is distorted and off. So now you guys see what I'm talking about chaos and entropy and neg entropy. So it's not just something that's built in your system, it's built into the system. And we have to find a way to navigate and wire into the right circuit boards.
You're saying something that recently just happened, I think on my birthday or the day before my birthday. That's why I still have this drawing on the board, which is interesting. I gotta show the audience if you don't mind. You don't mind?
Please go for it.
Now, this drawing is a drawing of a whale. It's a drawing of a whale, right? But what happened, the board was erased, but my spirit said there's a picture there. And when I started following the lines of the picture, that's when the whale manifested. That because I'm going with my energetic spirit. Then I said, if I'm going to draw a whale, let me consult the numbers. And of course, the whale number adds up to 22, which is the master healer, master architect, master balancer. And the number 20, which is another healing, but a number of awakening. So when I start falling with my energy now, I remember this board was erased. And I said, let me follow the lines of the eraser of what I did. And it just came out to be a whale. And I created the whole scene around it. Just showing people that sometimes you have to go with your energy in the most productive and manner and with intention. And then when I looked up the totem of the whale, I got the totem book. Everybody wanted to get that totem. This is a totem book, just in case. The animal totem book. I'm sorry. The animal totem book by itself. She said, and my spirit said, go look it up in the totem. I said, whale is an inner depth, deals with ancient knowledge, wisdom, initiation, resurrection, and clear audience. The meaning of the whale. We know how deep whales can be. I mean, you know how sensitive. So when I hear you talk about the energy work that you do and dealing with taking, because it was very chaotic. What I erased. I remember I'm going like this with the eraser, but I found a picture in what I erased.
That's exactly what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about. Seemingly doing something chaotic, but it's flowing into organization to tell you more about what's coming for you and how things are expanding. You see what I'm saying? Like it's amazing. It's so amazing. And I love water energies. I do a lot
Yeah,
of
and I got a whole lot of them in
yeah.
my chart. You know,
Yeah.
I got a lot of Pisces, I got a lot of Scorpion, I got a lot of Cancer in my chart. Although I'm Aquarius, I got a lot of that in my chart. You know, but when I looked up and seen the frequency of the 22 and the master builder 22 and the master potential 20, I said, oh, that's why I know these people that name these animals. They studied numerology or studied something to name such a powerful number. Name a whale. The whale adds up to such two powerful numbers in the system. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But let me get my questions. I ain't finished with you, girl. I ain't finished.
No. Because we gotta get into removing negative energy and all this stuff.
I know. We even told
But nah,
we did say
flow.
We did say we was bouncing. We was gonna be bouncing around because we just get into our own thing. But family, those that are tuned in, we got our dear sister. Let's give her a round of applause. We got our dear sister Adara Moselle in the mother flipping building. That's right. You know, and she's our guest. She's our energy coach, healer, shaman, all of that. That's her phone number right there. If you want to do, she does free consultation also. Just to see where y'all at, where we going with this. And then AdarasElectricTouch.com. Her link tree is Linktr.ee/Adara Moselle. Cashapp. Spread love, spread love. And she's trying to make it rain. You see that rain? That's rain.
In my receiving season. Come through, family.
That's her Cash App. That's her PayPal. Now, you know, I'm glad that we got past the, you know, the taintedness of what they've been doing, because a lot of people have messed around Tantra and all that. And now, how old should you introduce Tantra or Kama Sutra? Because let me preface this, because I was introduced to Kama Sutra from an age of between 10 and 12 years of age, but not by anybody. My aunt had a book, and I looked at the book, and when you open it up, you start seeing all kinds of stuff. Like, okay. But my uncle had another magazine back in the day that I used to look at, like, okay, this is different than this.
Yeah.
You know, because you know your uncles always have those magazines to play this and to play that. So
you know what the magazines are.
So, the Dynamite magazines and the Hustle, you know, those type of magazines. So you know, how old should you introduce these type of spiritual work to younger people? Because a lot of people got hemmed up for trying to do it with children, and then they've got charged for pedophilia and all that madness. There's a lot of that going on out there. So I want to make sure y'all know that I'm not afraid to talk about it, because I don't want nobody to hurt no children. I want nobody to hurt children in the name of, I'm going to be your tantric teacher from you 10 years old, 9 years old. That'll make no sense.
That's insane. First and foremost, if this is introduced to anybody under the age of 18, it should happen from their parents. Okay. But we're in a world where it's just going down. Like, let's be really, really real. So that's part of my brand. If you don't know much about me, I'm very real. And though I would like to say things that are politically correct and societally correct, that is not what's happening out here. You see what I'm saying? That is not what's happening out here. And I can't remember what study it was, but they were saying, I think 12% of the kids under 13 had already had anal sex. You know what I'm saying?
What? Wow.
You see what I'm saying? 4-year-olds are inviting other 4-year-olds into the bathroom stall and all this kind of stuff at camp and at daycare and all this other stuff. So what's really happening in our world, family? Teenage girls trying to seduce grown men and stuff like that, right? So there is a sexuality that is happening very early in our children. I do believe it's because this is a society of pedophiles, first and foremost, and our children are over-sexualized. That being the case, that our children are over-sexualized and may get their hands on something very early. I think that as soon as a parent sees that their child is having some sort of interest in sexuality or something like that, they start having conversations, not necessarily about having sex, but about the value of your energy. You don't have to call it sexual energy or whatever, but the value of that. Because as a woman my mom was great. She talked to me probably more than the average child's mother talked to them, but it wasn't about necessarily, actually kind of was, but in the way she communicated. You know, she knew that I was going to be a full-figured gal, and guys, older men were going to be attracted to me at a younger age. So she prepared me for the fact that older men would try to talk to me, right? But in general.
And that's important. And that's important what you just said, because
Yeah.
I had to tell that a friend of mine suggested me talking to her daughter about that, and I had to mention that there's some weirdos out there that you got to be very careful of that.
Yeah.
You got to be careful of that. Tell my daughters and all that, those that listen, or family members that because I know a lot of females that have daughters and don't understand what's going on there, and they just think they can be free and do whatever they want. But it's not like in this world. It's deep, man. It's deep.
And it's so unfortunate, right? And it's like it's one of those things that kind of grinds my heart. Like a young girl can't just be free to be feminine without somebody in the world trying to take advantage of her. So now she has to find the ways to guard herself. Blockages, but you have to though, because you don't have the luxury of being able to explore just being a girl, or just being a young man without all the societal bulls and consuming of your essence, man. That's the whole thing. Like, that's what makes sex effed up. When we're talking about children or adults, when sex becomes consumption, when somebody's trying to consume you and have you and own you and take you and just feed themselves, that's what becomes creepy and pervy and everything else like that. When it's experience where people are trying to share with each other and experience with each other and go somewhere they haven't been before. Now it's a beautiful thing, right? So going back to the question, I would say at least 15. You should be talking to your children about their value first, outside of sexuality, outside of anything. If you haven't been having a value conversation and instilling value for their own being, because suicide amongst preteens and teens is through the roof, family. They ain't talking to y'all about it. It's another reason why y'all need to start learning energy. Right? Because I can feel what's happening in my children's room from my room. I can feel if my husband is stuck on the side of the road. You see what I'm saying? Like he had a flat tire, or his battery died the other day. I knew he was stuck on the side of the road when I was cooking dinner. I just called him to confirm it. You see what I'm saying? So this conversation of energy just goes all over the place, right? But you have to instill some sort of value so that they don't think that they have to have certain experiences. But when they do, give them a purpose behind it. You see what I'm saying? Talk about the fact that you have the ability to choose, talk about your body, explain the genitalia to your daughters or to your sons. Like, please have this conversation. I don't care how nervous you are about it. Please, because half of the work, I'm 38, half the work I do and the people around me do and people come to me do, and they're trying to rewrite some trauma that happened to them at a young age because they had no physical sovereignty. You see, they didn't even know physical sovereignty was a thing that they could have. And now at 40, 50, 35, 27, whatever, they're trying to rewrite it. If we could just instill into our kids now that they have personal sovereignty over their body, and then if they want to experience sexual things, that there is a healthy way to do it that builds them up, that makes them stronger, that makes them have more self-love and self-esteem. And if you do have a child early, because that's happening. You know what I mean? That's like me not having that conversation ain't gonna stop kids from having babies early. And to be real with y'all, family, I talked about it at my Elevated Intimacy event. One of the main financial issues in the Black community is because we have children young and we're behind the 8 ball after that. You see what I'm saying? Kids at 17 trying to pay child support, can't never get out of it. You see what I'm saying? And now they're just behind financially. Young girls losing half their life because they don't know how to navigate, and now they're just confused and they're just trying to figure out how to raise kids. And now we have a cycle of these things. So when we start talking about personal sovereignty, we talk about self-love, we talk about embracing our shadow, we talk about not being ashamed because you touched yourself, right? You go into your son's room, you touch yourself, you flip the freak out, and now he don't know what to think about himself. You know what I mean? Like, these are real things that is a better conversation, a more needed conversation than what the aliens are doing. I'm being real with your family. The aliens are not going to come down here and help you raise your children. They're not coming for that. You see what I'm saying? They'll light language you up. They're not coming for that, because this is something you have to learn in this dimension. This is part of you being God, because God had to learn how to nurture us. So for every woman and through every man's natural nurturing ability, God is learning how to nurture. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
The cosmic consciousness is learning how to nurture. So we're talking about negative energy. We're talking about negative mindsets. A lot of that comes from the collective consciousness. You see a lot of these negative desires. So we're talking about pedophilia. Not marrying a girl before 14 is new. Let's be real. In the history of the world, not marrying a girl before 14 is relatively new. And it's like American. It's not even around the world. It's like American new. You see what I'm saying? So there's thousands of years of collective history of people not caring about women, people not caring about family, people not caring about sex, and just using it to brutalize, right? Not necessarily always because they're bad, but because of consciousness level, age level. What's happening with this? So if you're cultural, exactly.
Some people used to bury girl children if they didn't have a boy first. They buried girl children.
Exactly.
To have a boy, and that's a cultural. That's all the whole state of Jahiliyyah in the Islamic world, where it was before the state of, it wasn't in Islam, it was the state of Jahiliyyah, in the state of darkness, so to speak. That's when, before the Arabs even got to live, they had to liberate the woman. The Prophet Muhammad had to liberate the woman, because that's what they were doing to the women before they got Islam. Before they got Islam, and then when they got Islam, it started liberating women and protecting them a little more. But they still carry their cultural ways.
Yes.
The religions, into these ways of life. So you got to be careful of that. That's why we're coming back and not at the side, and there's all kinds of stuff going on.
All kinds of stuff, and I ain't trying to harp on anything, but I just gotta say it because I have the platform to say it right now. Like, I don't think guys realize what they're saying when they tell women that you're a modern woman. You know what I'm saying? When you tell me I'm a modern woman, that means to me that you want me to go back to what you were just talking about. Because that's where women have been. You know what I mean? And when we start talking about Tantra, we start putting ourselves in each other's shoes. We start understanding each other's experience, so we become complementary to each other, so that we can feel the truth in the heart. Because if I really feel the masculine energy and the truth that it is, there's no way I can hate it. You know what I mean? There's no way I can hate it. Like, and
vice versa. We shouldn't be hating each other. Exactly.
Right. Like, I don't hate fire, though it could burn a house down. So same with sex, same with men, same with all these things. So the discernment comes from aligning our energy body, right? It comes from integrating our heart with our sacral. So when we say, hey, I've had this experience and I don't know how to feel, I can feel into my heart. And I can trust that my wisdom is going to come in to give me guidance. And because I've been meditating, if you haven't meditated, family, start meditating. I've been meditating, so now I've developed the conscious witness that can watch the ongoings inside my being and help me navigate it. So that's the real reason why I suggest meditation. Yes, it's to quiet the mind, but requiring the mind so that you can watch. And when you watch, now you can find the infiltrators. My son's coming up here. You can find the infiltrators. You can find the negative entities coming in, messing with your mind. You can feel where you're blocked. You can feel somebody siphoning your energy off. You can feel this attachment for the person, blah, blah, blah. You can feel that somebody threw something at you, because now you have a faculty that is paying attention. So you have something that's always paying attention, but now you are in control of it. You are giving it guidance, and you're using it with intention. And like we said at the beginning, you're now calibrating it to find the things that's useful for you. And it doesn't have to be a long-term thing. It could be in the moment. Like right now, I can ask my energy to calibrate so that I can deliver the message the way I need to give it to you, right? So when I got on here, I was a little, I've been running around. I had to settle in. But once I settled in, I felt it locked. And I'm like, okay, now I'm cooking. I can feel it now. We're rolling. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, I can decide where to go in my consciousnly. You know what I mean? And it's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So.
Well, okay. Hey, let's get that a round of applause. You know how she doing, man. Woo, Lord. She on fire.
Thank you. I had to stoke the flame a little bit. I'm cooking now. We good.
She's on fire. Anniversary. Fire.
That powder got me a little confused at first. I had to lock it in.
Family, this is her website. Now we're going to talk about energy clearing, negative energy, because it looked like you were doing something here. You look like you're doing some energy clearing right there.
Yeah.
So tell us, what are you doing here, darling? This is some energy clearing going on, some energy moving, something manipulating here. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. So there is a orbit to your energy, right? So for those people who do Qigong or meditation, you may have heard the microcosmic orbit. That circle is like this, right? But there's a lot going on in that orbit. So in this picture where I'm doing this move, I am circulating and harvesting the energy that I've been collecting within our body, right? And your throat releases sexual fears and fears in general. It also is a spark for every other chakra to start expressing its mastery in the world, right? So if you want your root chakra to be in the game, your throat chakra has to be in the game. This is wiring, family. Everything is connected. You know, your chakras are just not working by themselves. That's crazy, right? So what I was doing was moving the energy up her body and sending joy is one of the main things I use. And just bringing light back into the body, and again, organization. And when that happens, then her body starts responding. So when you see people wiggling like that, like that rhythmic wiggling like that, that's Kundalini movement that is trying to align with the natural vibration of the universe. And what that's called in tantric philosophy is called spanda. Okay, spanda, which is the natural vibration of the universe, and your body seeks to find alignment with that. If you go to my Instagram or my YouTube, you will see the same session above my head. There's a negative entity removed. You can see it on the wall. It goes up and disappears. You see it twice, right? You see it twice, and that's just our body literally releasing these chaotic patterns. So in the other one with the young lady with the yellow shirt, we were awakening some energy. We were awakening some energy for her. And when she started doing this, it's getting a little strong for her.
Right.
We had to calm her down a little bit. But when we imagine that we have a certain energy and then we feel it in real life, it can be a little overwhelming. And imagine each one of your cells vibrating with a higher level of power than it did 10 minutes ago. You're going to feel it, you know? So, excuse me, though I use tantric body work, the reason why it's tantric body work is because of the philosophy of the fact that we're bringing everything together. Secondly, is because I am not talking to your trauma. I repeat, I do not talk to trauma. I fairly acknowledge it a little bit. You see what I'm saying? But what I talk to is your indwelling divine intelligence, which knows what you need and how to get it and what resources are required. And through the energy work, all my intention is for those resources to be released and to be not dissipated, but dispersed through your system according to the golden ratio or perfect unfoldment or what's best for you in that moment. So this right here was a clip of my male empowerment session. You can see the whole thing on my YouTube channel. I have the whole clip up. And a young brother was trying to work with confidence. You know what I'm saying? Confidence. So we were powering that solar plexus chakra. We were bringing down some of the negative thoughts he was having about himself. And I love this. This is fire. So I'm sorry. I just find this stuff interesting. So let's talk about masculine and feminine energy for a second.
Go ahead.
Feminine energy calls out, right? It is magnetic. It's the asker, if you will, and the receiver, if you will. So when you stand in your real divine energy, you can use that energy to call forth in your partner or in men or masculinity in general to bring forth the solutions to your problems. So just think about your relationship. If you are dating men or whoever else, when you ask your man for something, if he's a good man, he's going to do whatever he can to make it happen. You see what I'm saying? Happy wife, happy life. You know what I mean? Like that's how they operate. They like to protect. They like to solve problems. They like to do stuff and build stuff and whatever. And you give them an ask and they come up with it. The masculine feminine relationship energetically is the same thing. So if I tap into my divine feminine, like I was doing in my solar plexus, I was tapping into my divine feminine, pushing it towards his back of his solar plexus, opening my heart and resting in my femininity, and it's asking from this deep place for divine masculine, which he represents, to start coming and fulfilling the desire of the divine feminine in the world. Now his archetypes start coming online, because it ain't about me. I represent 100,000 women to every man I work with. And so would you if you did this. You see what I'm saying? I'm his sister, his mom, his aunt, the girl who chumped him off, and the girl who gave him love. I'm all of these things. And I, as the feminine principle of the universe, is asking and demanding that his masculine energy in the universe shows up. That's how it happens. That's what we're doing, family. So we talk about high value man, high value woman. You have the ability to bring this stuff out. And this is what they don't want you to know. They rather y'all fight each other and be scared of your coochies than understand what you could really, really do out here, because it's dangerous. Y'all be real powerful. And it could be, wild if I'm real. But seriously though, family, this is what each and every person can do. Easily.
Powerful.
Easily.
So, man, family, she giving us a lot in this whole hour, man. I'm telling you, family. I mean, let's get that a round of applause. This girl here don't stop. And love, call her, contact her. That's her business line up here, 470-207-5704. Her website is AdarasMoselle.com. Her Linktree is Linktree/Adara Moselle. Cashapp, of course. Make sure you go to $Adara, AdarasElectricTouch. Her PayPal, email, go to that, AdarasElectricTouch@gmail. And again, family, she does free consultations to align and see what's going on with you and all that kind of stuff. And of course, scrolling on the bottom will support my channel, of course. But go ahead, hook my sister up, because this sister is good at what she does. And I know she got a big old family. I don't want to keep on here. Any last words you want to share with the audience? Anything coming up? Whatever you want to share.
Well, yeah. I wanted to give them a couple things about removing some negative energy and just a little bit of perspective.
Do your thing.
Well, so...
But they could come and do a consultation with you. That's all.
Yeah. You have to do consultation. There's a lot. It's a lot of things I can do.
It's a lot. Yeah.
So I have a tantric bodywork level 1 class that's starting March 6th, family. March 6th. So the registration is open now. So go ahead and lock that in. Get a consultation if you're not sure about it. But yeah, it's to learn tantric bodywork, but it's more so to activate yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know how to tell you it's a Hogwarts class, and I don't really know how to tell you that, you might experience spirit in a way you've never seen before. And I don't know how to tell y'all any of this stuff. You see what I'm saying? Because as I keep doing this work, it keeps showing itself to be more magnificent than I imagined. And it's humbling to be a spokesperson for it, which I'm glad I am, but humbling yet and still. But I highly encourage people to check it out. If you have any concerns or qualms about it, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? If it's for you, I'll be clear about it that it is. If it's not, I'll be clear that it's not. It's not for everybody. But, just because you're scared of it is not a good reason not to. So, y'all check me out and get some energy healing, right? So, energetic tune-ups, I offer those, which is chakra balance, aura clearing, tantric bodywork, which is what you guys see on my pages, negative entity removal. If you think you have a curse or a hex or something like that, if you think you have an energetic implant or any of those things, that's for you. We can deal with it. It's not a problem, family. There's hope for all of these things. But you have to be willing to do your own work. So don't call me to put a Band-Aid on something. Let's do some real work. But that's all. Follow me on Instagram. It's always a pleasure to be here. And if there's any questions, I'll take those. But
yeah. We should, if you have any questions, I'll take 3 questions. If you have any questions in the chat, you can put 3 questions up in the chat right now. 3 questions. If you got 3 questions, that's 3 questions right now. 3 questions. Somebody, good. 3 questions. Somebody want to ask me a question, I guess. Today is, I believe, a 5-day. Is there any science behind the numbers on that? Today is, what today is? I'll be forgetting today. What today's date is?
February 2nd.
Okay. So somebody says a 5-day. If you add, you say it's a 5-day, but if you add 2 plus 2 plus 9, that equals 13, which is a 4-day. So today is not actually a 5-day, because today is February 2nd. Tomorrow would be a 5 universal day. Today is a 4 or 13 universal day. So 13 is, which leads to the 4, actually deals with, the 1 deals with creativity and being creative with your mind and not second guessing yourself. 3 says you need to write your ideals or write whatever you're creative about. The 4 that it adds up to, you got to be disciplined. You got to be mentally strong and be willing to build whatever you have written down or put that you express from a creative perspective. And because 13 by itself is a double number in the compound numerology, 13 is the number of power and dominance. It's a karmic number, but karma is positive and negative. You could attract good karma or negative karma, but because 13 is the number of power and dominance that many people have been afraid of, but should not be afraid of it. It's never been something fearful in our darker melanated, because everybody got melanin. In our darker melanated cultures, it's never been something to be afraid of. And even in the white European cultures, really never been something to be afraid of, because they built everything around 13. They got 13 colonies, 13 states, and 13 this, 13 flags and stripes. They had 1300 Lotus Street is where they signed the Declaration of Independence. All of that is there. So they love the 13, but they put a fear on other people about the 13. So 13, there's much more to it. The letter M is connected to the 13. 13 represents also the 12 disciples and the Christ. There's a whole lot of stuff going on with the 13. But I want y'all to focus about my sister asked her question. Don't ask me questions. Ask her some questions. When she was talking about the partner bonding through Tantra, is this similar to hemisync?
Hemisync. Hemisync happens, but it's a little bit beyond that. It's more like it's like being on the same radio frequency. You see what I'm saying? And more than that, it is recorded. You know, there's a cord between us, and the energy flow is healthy. You know what I mean? The energy flow is clear. So when your energy cord to somebody is clear, it's very easy to pick up what they have going on, you know. And then I'm highly empathic, so that is my door into clairs, right? So I feel first and then I see, right? So I got into this because I was able to feel people's emotions. But when you bond through Tantra, you are really observing their inner workings and having compassion for that, and that compassion creates heart coherence, and that heart coherence then creates the hemi-syncing, because you can't have heart coherence without the hemi-sync.
Let me ask a question. And of course, you know, we do our own personal sessions all the time. You know, see, this is my girl for this for Georgia. She's one of them, but she's the main girl for Georgia that helps me out. What have you? And you don't have to get that deep. What are some of the blockages that you've seen with me? And I'm personally, I got no problem saying it, because I get this done too. I get this energy. What are some of the personal blockages? I see you see how she laughs and she goes down. It's all right. But I don't want you to get that deep. You know what it is. Go ahead, please.
Well, one of the main things I see that shows up, and I don't mean this in a negative way, is the effects of Islam. And the reason why I say that is because they have very strong mental structures, right? So mental structures are energetic structures, and the blockage is not necessarily bad or good. It's more so, do you want to open the door that this is locking? You see what I'm saying? And I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm like, open that door, right?
You don't give a damn. Any doors need to be open. It's gonna fly open with your
open that door. But as divine intelligence comes in, like, what's most important for him is for this to open first versus this other thing to open first. And it has been slowly but surely. And I'm gonna get you wiggling and stuff, but I already know you like, I ain't about to be wiggling on Adara's table. I am not gonna be that.
I ain't gonna be looking like no worm on no table. Not looking like no goddamn worm on the table. And so somebody said he's an Aquarian. Exactly. Thank you very much. I'm already in my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm already a mental child. Like, thank you very much. That's right. Aquarius is right there.
Exactly. But if you ever said, okay, I want to open this door, then immediately, you know, the cascades of ways would come. Yeah, for sure.
And people got to remember, I've been in Islam in 3 to 4 different dynamics. I've been in from the 5% Nation of Islam. I've been in the Ansarullah Nation of Islam. I've been in the Nation of Islam. I've been in the Sunni Islam. So there's 3 different levels of what I've been indoctrinated in also over my life from 14, not just other day. From 14, and don't forget the Rasta and the Christian stuff that I had from, you know, family from the Caribbean and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot that you got to peel, because if you just rush right into it, it's like Dr. Sabi and Dr. Africa. Dr. Sabi said, "Yes, cut that out cold turkey, King Simon." Dr. Africa said, Why don't you transition from one level to the other, King? Take your time. Do your best. That's what Dr. Africa will tell you.
Yeah.
Dr. Sebi said, no. And that's why I believe, from my perspective, not on Sebi, that's why I believe that Teddy Pendergrass couldn't hold on to the diet. Because remember, Teddy Pendergrass, what Dr. Sebi said, Teddy Pendergrass was being treated or helped with Deepak Chopra at one point in time, according to the story that Dr. Sebi told at one of my lectures, The Man in the Dark. But they was feeding him eggs and all this kind of stuff. And Dr. Sebi cut out all of his diet, and his paralyzed body, his toes started wiggling when he took him up. But he went back to it. And then, of course, whatever happened, he transitioned. We're not looking at it. So not every, you got to slowly but surely sometimes wean that person off.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Africa used to teach us. But Dr. Sebi, bang, boom, he knocking everybody out. You know what I'm saying? And I got it. Sagittarius, just like the guy that sang that song, Little Richard, he's a Sagittarius. He gonna knock, bang, boom. He gonna knock you out. But Dr. Africa is like, King, you eat these transitional food, come from here and go here, and let's see how it works from there. And you can't just take somebody off their medication and put them on herbs. You got to say, all right, let's wean it off slowly but surely. There's a science to it. And I'm not saying that Dr. Sebi wasn't a scientist. He was definitely a scientist. It's just that he wanted to heal and help so fast.
Yeah.
It was hardcore. He's like, yo, take this, and call me back, and we'll see what happens within those next few days. And you are moving stuff quick. It's just like the duck flower. The duck flower is going to let you vomit and throw up. It's one of those immediate purges. And that's why I was watching, what's the name, that we met at Riz's thing. Does the herb survivor.
Yeah.
He says, she wasn't promoting the duck flower, but some people promote the duck flower. So I wouldn't have done that kind of video per se from my perspective. I would have said some people can handle it, some people can't. As a woman, some women can't handle that harsh vomiting and whatever. Men might want to do, because I'm a guy that back in the day, let me tell you, Adara, if I took something wrong, I would stick my finger down my throat and throw it up. Down my throat. Back in the day, and I still do it. If I ate something if I knew pork was something in there or something like that, I was like, I'm in the toilet choking, bringing it up. I don't want it in my system. Where women might not do something like that quickly, but and I understood why she was saying it, but I would have handled it with little kid gloves, because people in Sebi's family is promoting it, and other people don't disrespect the other people. Everybody have their way. It's just like I will take turpentine for parasite removal, where some people might think it's too harsh. I'm old school. I'm old school, and I have a whole bottle of turpentine, and I take drops of it, but I won't drink it down. You take drops on top of sugar, like 5 drops, and you let the worms be attracted to the sugar, and then it pulls it. It kills all the worms and pulls it out. I got it. That's what I do. But everybody's not doing that, because I remember some sister, Nicholas, said, "Oh, that's too harsh. That's too harsh to the system." From whose perspective? If you've never done it, you don't know how harsh it is. I am willing to do it. Why? It's all right. I learned from my elders. I got a whole book on turpentine parasite removal. I got no problem studying that stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know why I went that way.
No, but I actually want to say something about that, because if you look at it from an energetic perspective, then they would know that willpower is finite. You see what I'm saying? And they would consider the confusion that the body is now put under. You see what I'm saying? Because if I've been eating eggs all the time and now you throw this over here, then now my body has to figure out why I'm not getting what I used to get. What do I do with this new stuff? And do I have the system to actually keep running this stuff properly? You see what I'm saying? There it is. There it is.
Big up to Professor Melanie. Yeah, turpentine is old school, but this is a good book. This is a good look at the sugar cubes. Because I don't do sugar cube, I do agave, and I just drop it in my agave tea, and I will drink 5 drops of agave with turpentine in my tea, and it starts to taste like mint, and I'm drinking mint tea, and next minute, by the next morning, things are just coming out. It's crazy. So I mean, it works, but you got to make sure you're regular. Don't just do it what I'm saying. Just do. You got to make sure it gives you a whole regimen to make sure that you're already regular, and then you take that after you've gone through. I regularly release every day, at least twice or 3 times a day. So once I got to that point, then I'm able to take the turpentine to remove any excess parasites out of my system. So you know what I'm saying? It is old school. It is old school. Oh yeah, it's old school, baby.
I'm sure it works though. You know, a lot of those old school remedies really do work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. That's interesting.
Any other questions? Somebody said my grandmother, Color Curiosity said my grandmother gave me turpentine. I still take it to this day. Go ahead, girl.
I'm gonna try it. You had to turn me on to something. I've heard about it, but I never did it.
Get the book. This book is by I'll text you the picture of the book, and so you can. It's an Ayurvedic. It's an Indian practice. Sometimes it's something out of India, a lot of practice. So it's one of the old practices. So yeah,
they got some like little string that they put to their nose and hit that one. Ew.
They do a lot, and Sabi used to do some stuff. He talked about turpentine. Sabi has talked about urine therapy.
Yeah,
I had books on urine until my storage is gone. But and I'm looking for any more questions. There's no more questions. We got 23 minutes after the hour. I don't want to keep our system. If there's no more questions, beautiful. Okay, one more question. Here it is. Is it only the level 1 classes in March? There's only one level 1 class.
Yeah, there's only one live one, but I have a self-paced class that you can take at any time. But it's not going to have the 6 live week classes with us. But if you take the self-paced class, you can also sign up for the 4-day intensive that we're going to have. And the 4-day intensive, family, it's intense. It's beautifully intense. It's one thing about this is like you don't need 8 hours of this work. Like if we do a 2.5, 3 hour class, you're integrating for the next 8 hours. You just need to sit and chill and look at the trees for real, family. And it's a really, really good experience. And then we do ritual because ritual is part of Tantra. We didn't get into the shamanistic portion of it, but we will one of these days.
But
I'll
bring you back on before March. I'll bring you back on before the March.
For sure. Yeah, because I just want people to realize how tangible their higher self really is. So speaking of that, download my ebook, Higher Self Harmony. If you want to know more about the work, it's on the Linktr.ee. Yeah, download that. But your divinity, your mastery, your magic, your magnificence, your wattage, everything is so tangible, family. It's probably the easiest thing to get into. They say dealing with energy is easy as cracking an egg, folks. As easy as cracking an egg, and anybody can do it. I don't care if you don't have all of your mental faculties, if you are disabled, if you have high blood pressures and cancers and all that, you can still do all of this stuff. All right. So,
okay. Well, thank you very much, Adara, for being a part of the journey. As usual, give her a round of applause. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. And maybe we'll do the next one before your next event, probably on IG. We're doing IG live instead.
Oh, and I'll be at the event on the 8th, and I'll be doing cord cutting, energy clearing, womb empowerment, and there's some things out there.
You gonna be in the 9 ether? You gonna be in the 9 ether?
Yeah. Got me a little table, child.
Where you setting up at? Not near Ankh. You gonna be near Ankh? No.
Probably so. Yeah, probably so. I'm gonna figure out where you and Shakira and Ankh is and get somewhere in the mix.
I'm gonna be right there. We're gonna be right there at that gazebo. You know, I'm gonna be at that gazebo. I have to watch the door and everywhere else. I gotta make sure I'm on security because I'm gonna be running back and forth the stage. So I gotta make sure
I'm gonna be on the floor this time. I ain't gonna be in that little thing.
Yeah, you gotta be where Ankh is. You gotta be over there on the floor, right over here. He was in the corner last time, but it was, it was a little privatized, but you need to be right there on the floor. So, well, thank you very much. I'll see you on the 8th, of course. We're gonna be in the building next week. Oh, it's already sold out. We're gonna tear this place up, man.
Yeah, that's new fire.
I can't wait to have everybody's name. I'm gonna shout them out off of the stage. So I'm the MC. So we're gonna do what we got to do to make sure it flows right and make sure the security's tight. It's tight security outside and in. We made sure Brother Rich hired at least a good extra amount of security to cover out the outside, so nobody can just sneak in and do it. Because again, like I had to tell Brother Rich, because I've been in security since I was young. Day events are totally different than evening events because low visibility, light, everything, the sun is going down, all that stuff. So we want to make sure all of us are safe.
One thing that I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go finish that.
One thing also I noticed at the last event, there be people doing weird little rituals like around. So I need to watch people doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like doing something weird in the corner over here, weirdo trying to throw the energy off and stuff like
really?
that.
That's what that's what they were doing. Now you gotta.
There was one part when the seer was talking, he was holding some doll up on a stick and stuff.
Oh yeah, he was doing the dog star. But you know, I say I've been teaching about that for years. But if you do see it, let me know, and I will gradually talk to Richard or Brother Rich or one of the security, because all the security I got Rich to connect with that security team. My son also worked with that security team also. So think about it. Yeah, if you see any of that, because you're more intuitive and you're more, because I'm running, so I don't see a lot of that stuff. And my ancestors always just watching me. And then, but everything went without any.
It was beautiful.
It was cool. Beautiful. So beautiful. Gathering the masses was tight last time. So, and I know you had a good time. I know I had a good time. That's for sure.
I was working 24/7, baby. I was working the whole time.
We're going in. You got me working down.
I know. I went to the bathroom. They had me balancing shoppers in the hallway. And I was like, okay, well, this time I'm gonna do half work, half schmoozing.
Exactly. Again, make sure y'all support her on her website. Gotta be like my man. That girl gonna be dropping it. All right, we're gonna be there. All right, Adara, thank you very much, beautiful.
All right, honey, you have a wonderful evening. I appreciate you.
And tell your husband and the children, give them a big hug for me, all of them, man. All right, tell them I send my greetings, okay?
Absolutely, my pleasure. I'll see you next time.
I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
We're going to do that IG thing before your event, okay?
Absolutely. Right. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Peace and love.
Peace, honey.
All right. Peace. Yeah, that's Adara Moselle, man. Woo! 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 Fire! Look at that. Oh, silky now. Feel the energy. Look at that. Feel the energy. Feel the power. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel the power? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel the power, family? Can you feel the power? Put the number 1 in the chat if you can feel the power. Can you feel the power? Man, look at that. She's working her hands, working that throat chakra, pulling it all. Consummating the energy. Can you feel it? Oh, man, we going to be in the Black Wall Street this weekend, man. We're going to be in the new Black Wall Street. We're going to be in the new Black Wall Street this weekend. I'm telling you, we're going to be on fire. I'm sorry, those who missed, who can't make it. I'm sorry. It's sold out. Sorry, 9 Ether God Fest, but we're going to have the books. And I want to let everybody know who think they slick. You can't come and then support the vendors and leave. We ain't doing that either. Rich ain't doing that. Believe me, when I say Rich ain't doing that, Rich ain't doing that. You ain't going to be able to go and support Unc or support Q Reeves or support Adara and just come to, oh, no, man, I just want to support. We ain't going for those tricks. We come from New York. We know all the tricks in this game. I know. I've been doing promotions since I was 12 years old. I know all the tricks. That's why sometimes Rich comes to me and say, yo, bro, he's like, King, what you think about this? And I said, let me tell you this. I give him the positive and I give him the negative. I always give Rich the positive and negative to let him know, yo, don't F up. Don't F up. Let's balance this out. We family here. And I want to make sure this brother's event goes well. I want it to go without a flinch. And I'm going to see if we can have security or make sure that security, if they see women walking by themselves to a car, escort them, the women and the children, to the car. Now, if they're double or 3 of them, let them go. Or just make sure you keep an eye on them. But we got to do what Dr. Khalid taught us in the Nation of Islam and Minister Farrakhan. Escort these women to the car. Get them to the car. And I'm going to say it on the mic. Make sure security, if you got 2 security men outside, one could escort while the other one watches the other one back, making sure that they get to their car safely, and with a flashlight and all that. I'm bringing like 2-3 flashlights myself, just in case. I definitely got to bring my own flashlights to make sure everything is going well, and my own light and all that kind of stuff at my booth. But I'm making sure that I'm announced that on the stage, that make sure our women and our elderly is escorted to their vehicles as much as possible, or at least make sure you see them to their vehicle. Make sure you're watching, you know. And now when the whole crowd is let out, then everybody is family. You know, we all letting out and do what we got to do. But when you see individuals just creeping off a little bit by themselves, just make sure these women and children get to their cars safely, because we do want them to come back to our next event that we're more than likely going to have in the summer and all that kind of stuff. So I really, really want to make sure that Brother Rich knows that. And I think he's watching. So big up to Brother Rich if he's tuning in. You know, I love that brother dearly. I've known him for so many years, over 20 years now, man, over 20 years, you know, Brother Rich. And I'm so proud of his journey, him and his wife and his children and everybody that's going to grow up into this. And I'm proud of all of you that can make it out, and those that are studying and learning for yourself to be your best self. Remember, these modalities are not here to take you away from whatever you believe in, whatever religion and all that. It only helps to enhance and take you to the next level so you can work your positive, intentional magic in this realm before you leave this realm. Okay. All right. Once again, I want to thank Adara Moselle. With all the links are right there. Phone number, Cash App, or PayPal. All of that is there. Her Linktree, her website, and all of that. And of course, you can scan the QR code to find out where her books are at. You could go to the website for her books and everything else. Remember, tomorrow, more than likely on the 3rd, I will be doing this class, either on the 3rd or the 4th. Divine Digital Codes expressed through King Simon Presents on YouTube. I'm going to break down these words and what it means to seeing and understanding and understanding divine digital codes and the divine digital codes in your life also. Brother Wayne Lightworker, mental health, the seriousness of mental health. He's coming in on the 5th. Again, we're going to be at the sold out February 8th event at the New Black Wall Street. The books are going to be there, Unveiling 9 Ether. And of course, Numerovation for Mental Stability is supposed to be there. It might get here a day after, but you can still order if you want. And I'll just send it to you, sign it and send it to you. Because they're supposed to be coming in. I only have I think 30 of them coming in, just in case you want them signed, sealed, deliver. I'm yours. And if you can't make it to Georgia, New York, Brooklyn, Nicholas Brooklyn is going to be doing it on the 8th and the 9th. Make sure you support Nicholas Brooklyn at Eventbrite or call that number 718-858-4400. Dr. Valentine on the 9th doing his all-day reboot of his webinar. Make sure you check him out or call that 1-800-847-1291. Big up to Roz Kofi. He's coming in on the 9th. How to cultivate to live. Abundance Child, keeping family business alive with her husband, John Carr. 13th, that Thursday, we're doing a special show because y'all know I only do my shows usually on my special shows. I only do on Wednesdays and Sundays, but this is a special tribute to Dr. Delbert Blair with Tony, the proprietor of the Meta Center, the caretaker of a Meta Center that's going to be in. On the 16th, we got Dr. Philip Valentine and Brother Sabir Bey. On the 19th, we got Dr. Alicia Kayer, The Magic of Death Money. Of course, I got my workshop coming up. The tickets are on sale right now. The early bird tickets are on sale right now. So make sure you go to Linktree/King Simon Numerovator, the grammar of numerovation workshop and how to articulate that. Power Series Lloyd is doing on February 11th. And also he is doing a learning the art of numerovation or art of numerology as a career on February 25th. Make sure you support that. Don't forget, my moderators was in the building, Color Curiosity. Make sure you support and find out how to feng shui or per-unk your life. Per-unk comes from the Kemetic word of the flow of the household, the flow of your office, the flow. That was written in Dr. Africa's book called Per-unk. Make sure feng shui and per-unk your life. All right. And big up to Dr. Shakira Moore. She was in the chat earlier. Big up to her. She's also a moderator. Linktree/Holistica Healer. Her new book, The Iris Paper, is coming out. Pre-order February the 15th on Mother's Born Day. And you can call her for Juice Plus and other services. She can help you out. Big up to Paris Williams. doing what she loves to do on Instagram, YouTube, and her website. She's an herbalist, nutritionist, and intuitive advisor. And also Carrie Ann Ingram doing what she got to do. CarrieAnnIngram.com. Hit her up for reduced stress, anxiety, grief, sound healing, all of that, Reiki, all of that. And don't forget, if you want your mind right, contact hypnosiswithkendall.com or contact that number 1-800-396-6463. And if you want your taxes done from America all the way to Canada, contact my brother DTR Taxes LLC, 862-314-6039. Also, my son JB Services in Metro Atlanta and surrounding areas. Pressure wash, car detailing, dumpster wash. All you have to do is call or text that number 512-429-9522. And my other son in New York has a great recording studio for music, R&B, reggae, soca, whatever you want to do. He can help you out. Afro beats. He also does audio books and all of that. Poetry books, whatever you want to make manifest, to add extra income. My son can help you out with that. Podcast and recording, event productions, artist development, 347-455-9056, or the voicemail is 929-456-3009. And if you do want to book a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. Don't forget to text your email also, because that's where I will send the 4-level details. Okay? And get all my books on Amazon or through my Linktree /King Simon the Numerovator. New book is about to come out, Numerovational Angles and Angel Numbers book. Also, my children's book is coming out, Strive to Live a Positive Life, based off of one of my reggae songs from back in the 90s, and my autobiography, When the Late Bell Rang. That's right, When the Late Bell Rang. That's right, it's coming out. Remember what Dr. B says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection. I'm thankful for my life. And remember what Dr. Blair says. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. When your spirit says something, family, look what I drew on my board. When your spirit says something, I added the water on the bottom, but the whale came out of my thoughts, flowing with the lines just off of because I erased the whole board and I just seen lines that just says draw. So I started drawing. And then the whale came out. Then I had to break down the number whale. Then I had to look at my totem animal book for what the word whale means in the totem, ancient totem, indigenous language. 22, the master number in the Pythagorean. The number 20, master number potential. Awakening, master builder. Beautiful. We already know what the whale is. We know the spiritual of this. There's a spirituality that goes with the whale. Powerful. I was right to go and do this. I'm going to erase this tonight because I got my own lessons I got to put up there. But I'm learning to go with the flow. And that's what I had to think. Thank you, Adara. Adara's in the chat. What's up, beautiful? Thank you very much for coming in. Thanks, beautiful, for coming in as usual. Give yourself a big old hug. Give yourself a big old hug. And please find your twin sister for me, please. Please find a twin sister. Because I want to talk to your twin sister about something, okay? Big up to Adara Moselle. All right. Without further ado, I want to thank all of you, man, for coming on, and thank every one of you for being a part of the journey. Be a part of my journey as I'm a part of your journey. Remember, love yourself. And the more you love yourself, then you will attract the love that you need, not just what you want. All glitter isn't always gold. I've learned that. You've learned that. We've learned that. We should all realize this. All right. So remember, family, I love you because I love me. Okay? Okay. Take care.
Get ready. The 42nd International Reggae and World Music Awards Show is coming to the Coral Springs Center for the Arts, Fort Lauderdale on Sunday, March 20, 2025. Celebrate the biggest names in reggae and world music as we bring nations together through music and culture. Early bird tickets are on sale now. Don't miss out. Grab yours today at thecentercs.com or irama.com and book your stay for an unforgettable weekend. Hurry, prices go up after Thanksgiving. Follow us on social media and visit our website, www.irawma.com, for more details. The 42nd Irama Show, where the world comes to celebrate music.
Numerovation with King Simon. Text me now at 347-496-1022. You can also take my course if you want to, but do text me for your sessions at 347-496-1022. You can also get my books on Amazon at Linktr.ee/King Simon the Numerovator. Remember, you can book your session and get it done right now. 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. King Simon the Numerovator.
So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerovator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be the very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that.